Okay, Steve, I suppose the first place to probably start is with Rory McIlroy. I mean, this season he's often been making the headlines for the wrong reasons, be it Twitter spats or well-documented injuries or even splitting up with his caddy, of course. But having said all that, he's got an excellent record at this venue and there's a bit of an upturn in form in recent weeks. I mean, how do you assess his claims?
Yeah, the last couple of weeks, the last couple of tournaments have been a bit more encouraging, but I just think the price is off-putting for me. I mean, I was planning a long way out. I was planning a big chunk on Rory for this week. If doing your major multiples at the start of the year, it did look like a penalty kick if he was in any sort of form because of his fantastic Quail Hollow record. But I just wonder whether that might backfire this week. He seems to be putting a lot of pressure on himself. He's been billed as the man to beat by Jordan Spieth. I think it's quite a lot on his shoulders this week, and I wonder he might buckle under it. I don't think he's playing quite well enough to deliver. His short irons have been poor for a while. His putting's still very inconsistent. Lots of putter switches. Fitness-wise, I think he's back at full fitness. But there's too many negatives for the price for me. I mean, he's going into battle without a proper caddy again. I think last week, he had his little bit of fun with Harry Diamond. It was all smiles playing with his best mate, but. Yeah, this is a serious business now. This is major competition. This is what Rory lives with. I think he'll be on a much, he might be on a much shorter fuse. I think the novelty will quickly wear off of him having his mate on the bag. And I think if he gets off to a good start, Rory will contend. But I got a feeling if he gets off to a poor start, it could unravel mentally. I used to win my 7 shots round here with JP. So I think I do think the caddy thing is more important than people realise. I think if the atmosphere sours early doors between those two, and I think Rory really expects to play well, and if he doesn't get going early, I think he might mentally unravel.
He's got to start quickly for me, McIlroy. I never see him as a sort of player who's going to come out of the pack and make a charge. He just doesn't.
He's a confidence player, isn't he?
It's not necessarily the confidence. I think it's the other end of the mental scale. It's that when things don't go right, he is prone to. Oh well, that's it. That's another major.
Yeah, he's like Ronnie O'Sullivan. He's a mercurial talent, and that
he's there to win
when things are going well, he's a good front runner. But I don't know. I want a bit more in my favour for the price.
Yeah, I've got to agree. Really, I think.
I was going to say, Wilco, is he the right favourite for you? As first question.
Probably.
Right.
Yeah, because, I mean, he's won round there twice, and we had a chat on here before the Open, and I put it to the lads, what sort of price would you consider him to be backable to win at Birkdale? And they're saying, I wouldn't touch him at 40-1. And it was like, this is Rory McIlroy we're talking about. Now he's on a track, he's improved. He showed himself. He showed it himself. He had a bad first 9 holes and then played really well for the rest of the tournament. He had a good week last week at Firestone. So I think he was always going to be at the top because of his course record. I'm a bit like Steve. I think he's a little bit. I do concern myself with his mental condition, really, whether he's got it in the bag to grind it out if things don't go right, particularly with a change of his circumstances with his caddy. It does help that he's been round before, obviously, and he's had success. It's not just, he's not programmed by a caddy who tells him what to do, absolutely everything. He's capable of making his own mind up, and he will be boosted by the fact that he has performed well at the venue before. But having said that, I don't think anyone
should be a single-figure price, Ted. I think it's a really ultra-competitive affair. So I wouldn't be backing anyone at single figures.